I have a gift for you, Professore.
Oh, very kind of you, signor sacerdote.
This Bible has been in our family for a long time. A companion for your journey.
Grazie, signore sacerdote. Sono molto commosso.
Good luck to you.
Cannot delay registering with the Carabinieri. I'll go see if I can get the car started.
Corriamo fino al mare.
Natalie! The car is ready!
Ecco, prendete, professore.
Signor Henry, enjoy your stay in Follonica. It's our honor.
Grazie, Commendatore. I must say I felt rather awkward coming here. What with the war and everything.
Oh, the war, stupidity. Italy has no reason to go to war with America. I have a brother in Chicago, a florist, makes good money. America is a nice place. Italy is a nice place. So what is to fight about? It is the Germans. What can you do with the damn Germans, huh?
Yes, what indeed?
Io sono un povero vecchio, che posso fare? Non lo so. Adesso vado a casa, ci mangia qualcosa. Sempre lo stesso.
Maria! Credo fresco,
A Jew's Journey, July the 31st, 1942. Follonica, Italy. We have been here a week now, and still no word from Rabinovitz. Only 8 short days remain before we are supposed to return to Siena, and I am beginning to fear that our escape plans may have gone awry. Though I have not shared my concern with Natalie, I know she fears this as well. We can only offer up a prayer that Rabinovitz gives us the signal soon.
Natalie, you come and join us, please.
Why, hello, Mrs. Henry. How good it is to see you again. It's been so long.
Yes, Dr. Beck. Good to see you again. Are you no longer with the Foreign Service?
Anna, do explain to Natalie your formidable masquerade.
Certainly. See, Mrs. Henry, I'm on a tour of Western ports investigating a black market shortage of fuel oil. The Italians are more forthcoming with the truth when they see this uniform. But I assure you my SS commission is purely honorary. Well, now, the sea air has done wonders for you. And the baby, how is he? I should love to see him.
Shall I go down and fetch him? How long can you stay?
Oh, regrettably, not long. I have business in Piombino, so I thought I'd drop by and pay my respects.
Let me get him then.
Ma dove lo sto portando?
Soprappa un momento.
Ma lei è un tedesco?
Shh.
What does he want?
I don't know.
But Dr. Jastrow, the broadcasts are fine as they stand. Why not record them now? At least the first 2.
A publisher once asked, a prints some essays he was discarding. The writer cut him off with these words: "I did not say they were not good. I just said they were not good enough for me."
Yes, that is all very fine, but for us, time is a key factor. If this matter is ever taken out of my hands, you will be extremely sorry. My goodness, what he has grown. May I take him? If you knew how I miss Klaus, my youngest.
Of course.
Well, hello there. Hello, little happy boy. We're friends, aren't we? No politics between us, huh? Oh, now your mother's looking anxious. You must go back to her and tell her I've never dropped a baby yet, eh? Oh, so. Now then, Dr. Jastrow, I return from my tour in 5 days, and then I propose to take you both with me to Rome. Dr. Jastrow, you must be ready to record the broadcasts. I've already made the hotel arrangements, and I'm going to be very firm about this.
5 days? Well, I can try to do something. But that second set of scripts is quite out of the question, Werner. I can attempt to cobble together the first 1 or 2. But if you insist on all 4, I shall simply lie down in my tracks like a poor, broken-down old cab horse.
Just have the first 2 ready for when I get back. Then we'll see. Now, I must be on my way.
Is it really necessary for me to go to Rome, too?
Mrs. Henry, I'm sure you wouldn't want to be separated from your uncle. Professor, Mrs. Henry.
Thank heaven you're safe, Doctor. We were beginning to get quite worried.
Sit down. I have news. I spoke to Rabinovich's man in Piombino, Frankenthal, and it is as we feared. He has just heard there are problems. We can no longer go by freighter to Lisbon. The British have closed off that avenue. That is why Rabinovich was not in touch. He's been trying to arrange other means.
Beck will be back on Friday.
Yeah. Do not be alarmed. We are going on to Elba. But there we must wait until preparations are made for Corsica.
When do we get to see Avram Rabinovich?
When he has prepared a new escape route.
And we leave for Elba?
Tomorrow morning.
The weather is your ally. There will be no checking of papers today.
Tell Avram Rabinovich we are eager to get to Corsica.
He knows that. He's working on it. You will be well treated on Elba. You better board now.
My dear, we're really fugitives now.
Yes, off to Elba.
Well, Napoleon managed to escape from Elba, and so shall we.
C'est invraisemblable. I can't believe it. The Italians are supposedly upset over this Jastrow incident. But I was summoned to the German embassy to be interrogated by this rather loathsome fellow, Beck, ce salaud. By the end of it, I'd had quite enough. I told him to go to hell.
But what were his points?
His? Only one, really. If Professor Jastrow and his niece are in hiding, they will be found. If they try to leave Italy, they will be caught. In either event, they will go directly into a concentration camp. It's hopeless. C'est désespérant.
Well, I better find out what the Jewish organizations in Geneva know. What else did this Herr Beck have to say?
Well, he seemed to take a great deal of satisfaction in telling me that the Italian authorities have confiscated the professor's Siena villa, his bank account, and the contents of his safe deposit box. Will you notify Natalie's husband?
I don't think so. I mean, not yet. If I've learned one thing in these matters, Antoine, there's always time for bad news. Well, I have to meet our minister. I must go. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
And merci.
Sit down, Les. I'll make this short. You got this damn garden party to go to at the Brazilian embassy.
Yes.
Now, listen, Les. I don't like what's been going on at the Division of European Affairs back home. Not one bit. They've totally ignored all my reports on the Wannsee Protocol document.
You wrote them about the photostats? When?
When the Polish government and exile stuff came on. Gave me second thoughts. How on earth can you fabricate that? The statistics, the locations, the carbon monoxide vans, the midnight raids on the ghettos. That business of searching the dead women's rectums and vaginas, for God's sakes, for jewelry. How could anyone just imagine such things?
I know, sir, I know.
Well, that's when I wrote the department.
So you're making me feel like a human being again.
Besides, the railroad intelligence is getting damn strange. Those huge jammed trains really are hauling civilians from all over Europe to Poland and then rattling back empty. Even though the German army is hurting for cars and locomotives. I wrote the president a letter about this business, Les. Then I tore it up.
Why?
Because we're losing the damned war and he just shouldn't be burdened with anything else. If these Germans do win, they'll turn the whole world into one big execution yard, not just for Jews.
Well, I believe that, sir, but
so
still...
pull all your material together and I'll send it straight to Sumner Wells. Yeah, you could be the courier. Hey, how does that strike you? Nice little stateside leave?
Well,
Mr. Tuttle, your car is ready.
Well, that's it, Les, and I'll look forward to getting your stuff.
Thank you, sir.
Train number 24, the Challenger, bound for Los Angeles.
Rhoda!
Over here.
You look marvelous. How long's your layover?
Well, until midnight. Of course, if you're terribly busy with that horrible thing you're working on, I can fend for myself.
Oh, don't you be silly. Come on, I've got reservations at the bump room.
There's news from Byron.
Oh, good. What is it, Rhoda?
Well, he phoned me from San Diego just before I left. He's been ordered to Gibraltar. There's some hush-hush thing to do with submarines in the Mediterranean.
But what about Natalie and the baby?
Oh, no word. He still plans to fly to Switzerland to see what he can do from there. Another harebrained scheme, but that's Byron. Still, he sounded happy. First time he sounded happy since Warren.
The Pump Room is the best restaurant in Chicago.
Colonel Peters?
Yes.
The table is ready, sir.
Thank you.
Evening, Kirby.
Colonel
Good
Peters.
seeing you.
Well, Colonel Peters, hello, hello.
Who was that?
It's the new Army liaison man on the project I'm working on. I've spent 4 hours giving him the drill today. Seems a decent enough chap. We'll have wine, I suppose.
Oh, no wine tonight, I think. A very dry martini, please.
2. You know what I keep thinking of, Rhoda?
No, what?
Berlin Airport. The time you drove me there. I don't know why. There's certainly no resemblance in the surroundings, for God's sake.
Well, that was a farewell.
Well, we thought it was.
I certainly did.
Is this a farewell?
You know, I ate here once with Pug. On our way from San Francisco to Annapolis, we were driving east for Warren's graduation to Severance School. It was 10 or 11 years ago, I guess. It's all getting so blurry. You never really know when you're happy, do you? We thought we had problems then. Byron was always failing school, and Madeline was fat, had crooked teeth. I mean, terrible tragedies like that. Oh, but how proud we were of Warren. He won the school sword. And the track medal. The history prize. Oh, hell. I'll have another one, Palmer, and then no more.
Rhoda, let me speak my piece and get it over with. I'm not going to embarrass you with any messy outpouring of my feelings. I have to accept your decision, and I do. That's all.
Palmer, truthfully, aren't you glad to be out of it?
In your presence, madam, I cannot be.
It's a very pretty speech, sir. Well, now, at least we can enjoy our dinner.
Yes, we can. Change your mind about wine?
Oh, well, why don't you order a half bottle? Make it a whole bottle. Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
If I were you, I wouldn't trust the Colonel with any deep, dark secrets.
Oh, why's that?
Well, he's not very subtle, is he? I mean, he is looking at that girl as though she were a partridge. Just give me a moment. I want to powder my nose.
Yo, Kirby.
Colonel.
Oh, is that the lady you told me you were going to meet? The one who lost her son?
Yes, it is.
Well, you could have told me he was her husband, and I'd have believed it.
Well, she is striking, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. If you'll excuse me, Kirby, my game plan is running a little behind schedule. Nice visit we had today.
Anytime, Colonel.
Come on, Becky.
Arriving Class 5, train number 7, the Capital Express.
What are your plans now, Rhoda?
Go back to Washington and close up the Foxhole Roadhouse. I might even sell the damn thing. It's always been too much. And then off to Hawaii to join Pug.
Good. Good.
Well.
Well, yes, I suppose it's time.
Yeah. Goodbye, Palmer, dear.
Goodbye, Rhoda.
All aboard! All aboard! All aboard!
Cognac, please.
Pardon me.
Yes?
I'm Colonel Harrison Peters. I saw you at the pump room earlier tonight with Palmer Kirby.
Yes, I remember. Rhoda Henry.
Pleasure. Palmer told me about the loss of your son. Please accept my condolences.
That's very kind of you, Colonel.
Are you on your way to Washington?
Yes, I am.
So am I. Mind if I join you for a nightcap?
No, not at all. I'd enjoy the company.
Thank you. Waiter. The scotch and water, please. So tell me, Mrs. Henry, you spend much time in Chicago?
As the summer of 1942 continues to unfold, Germany and Japan have conquered or remain in control of nearly 1/3 of the surface of the Earth. But on August 7th, determined to eliminate the Japanese air threat against America's line to Australia, the United States finally goes on the offensive. Elements of the 1st Marine Division storm the beaches of Tulagi, Guadalcanal, and other islands of the Solomon Chain. And so begins a long and bloody war of attrition, a do-or-die test of both countries' national wills. Elsewhere, there are indications that the ferocious Nazi war machine has also begun to falter.
Hello?
1/2 hour after I stepped down from the plane from El Alamein, Führer conference.
I understand Rommel is back in Berlin.
Yeah.
To see the doctors. What ails him? They say it's his liver?
No, it is not his liver. It is no air cover, no reinforcement, no resupply. It really is very sad, but with the minimum support, Rommel might still break through to the Suez Canal, even to the Persian Gulf. But this magnificent opportunity is being thrown away, squandered.
Not only in North Africa. The situation here is explosive. You heard about List?
List? No.
He's been dismissed.
Then who is commanding in the Caucasus?
He is. The Führer.
That is a rather bad joke.
No, hardly. Oh, he has personally relieved List and taken over. Ah, that's right. Our Bohemian corporal is now not only the head of the Nazi party, the head of the German state, and supreme warlord, he is now in direct command of the Caucasus Army Group, which is 600 miles away. Stalingrad has brought everybody to the breaking point.
But we still hold Stalingrad. At least when I left 2 weeks ago, we did. Surrounded, invested, neutralized, burning down to ash and rubble.
But he wants to occupy every last building. I warned you, be optimistic, be unrealistic, or be quiet.
Withdraw! Withdraw! You always come here with the same proposals. Withdraw!
General von Paulus is there at Stalingrad, my Führer. He recommends withdrawal just for regrouping in the Mamayev-Kargan Hills area because of the ravines.
All you generals are alike. Withdraw, regroup, turn tail, retreat. You affect my soldiers with your spinelessness. That's the reason I haven't yet occupied all of Stalingrad.
Mein Führer, you would hold all Stalingrad now if back in July you had not halted the Sixth Army's drive and diverted the Fourth Panzers to Rostov needlessly. 2 months ago, Stalin was ours for the taking. That one move crippled your whole Case Blue campaign.
General Halder, how dare you use such language to me?
Because it is the truth. Brave men and officers are falling in the thousands because commanders at the front cannot make sensible decisions. You've tied their hands.
The front? What did you do in the First World War? Do you presume to tell me how men feel and think at the front? What do you know about what goes on at the front?
I know that you cannot command the front from 600 miles away. That is unfair to the truth.
Yet I relieve List, and the Caucasus troops are advancing again. And why? Because I have the will to advance.
Advancing, yes. To positions where they will be trapped in another week when the first snow falls. They should be withdrawing from the Caucasus. The objectives are unrealistic. The oil fields are beyond their reach. You have overstrained the troops, and you've overstretched the supply lines.
Take the Caucasus oil fields just as I am taking Stalingrad.
Occupying Stalingrad never was a proper objective of Case Blue. You're destroying your own campaign.
You're obsessed. You're grinding up our finest mobile divisions in a house-to-house rat war for no purpose. The Russians are massing great forces to attack those worthless Italians and Romanians guarding your flank, and you just ignore the intelligence. Intelligence? If I had listened to intelligence, I would not have conquered Czechoslovakia. And Poland. And France. The intelligence is what cowards like you hide behind. My intuition tells me the Soviet Union is finished. That I am this close to winning the war. And you dare tell me I risk losing it?
Führer, you lost it when you declared war against America.
Harder.
You and I are suffering from nerves. Half my nervous exhaustion is due to you. It's not worth going on. The National Socialist will need it to win this war. I cannot expect that from an officer of the old school, like you. I shall act as my own chief of staff until, in due course, I appoint a replacement. America. America is one big bluff.
Aaron, if you become any more rusticated, our host will put a hoe in your hand and send you out into the fields.
Glad to see you enjoyed your walk, my dear.
I'd enjoy getting off this island a lot more.
Patience, Natalie. We have no choice but to leave matters in Abram Radbinovich's capable hands.
Why exactly are you reading that?
Aristotle said that in old age, he became increasingly interested in myth. Care to join me?
Aaron, I haven't studied Hebrew since I walked out of the temple Sunday school class when I was 11 years old. Very well.
Let's see how much you remember. Read.
That's a B, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Berachis, Emeritus, is that right?
Quite right. Summa cum laude. In the beginning...
Professor, please, can you both come?
Bonjour.
Who is he?
He's from Rabinowitz. Pascal Gaffori. He's going to take us on his boat to Corsica.
You're going to be staying with me and my family on the island.
When do we leave?
Now. And we must hurry.
Mille pardon.
So, as you can see, Tudsbury, with the extended airfield operational and those siege guns trained seaward, the anchorage is virtually impregnable.
Indeed, Admiral. I seem to remember the same praise being lavished on Singapore. Of course, that was before the Japs overran it in 90 days.
Aye, but Singapore didn't have a black watch guarding its back door. Am I correct, Mr. Tudsbury?
Mr. Tudsbury! Good heavens. It can't be. It is. It's Baron Henry, by Jove.
Pamela!
I'm glad you both have time for lunch, sir.
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Don't worry, Byron. He's seen everything there is to see and more.
Not enough, Pamela. What the devil are you doing on the Rock? That was a British tender you came off.
It's just temporary duty, sir. We're helping the British Navy maintain some of its old Lend-Lease boats. What are you doing in Gibraltar, sir? Are you broadcasting?
No. I'm en route for Egypt. Going to do a piece on our new commander there, Montgomery. There's a hell of a battle building up in El Alamein.
All Eslo could tell me was he thinks they may be making a run for either Lisbon or Marseille. That's why I'm trying to get to Marseille to talk to some of these refugee groups myself that he's been in touch with.
How do you propose to manage that?
Well, it's possible. I'm one of the few guys around here with a high American security clearance, and the U.S. mission has put me on the roster for courier duty in unoccupied France.
Something's up on this old rock. Something really big. So far, I haven't been able to pry a syllable of hard information out of our command. What have you got?
Scuttlebutt mostly about a big Allied invasion, but where? France, North Africa, maybe even Italy.
I'm betting on North Africa, if invasion it is.
If it is North Africa, the Germans will take over unoccupied France, won't they? And if Natalie's in Marseille when they come...
Pardon. Churchill once wrote, "The terrible ifs accumulate." Don't let the ifs haunt you.
Natalie's a tough, resourceful girl, Byron. I'm sure she'll be all right. How's your mother? Did she ever get to Hawaii?
No, at least according to Dad's last letter. Too many problems with the house and everything. She'll be all right. She's one of those people who never changes, you know.
could not atone.
Thou must save, and thou alone.
Mrs. Henry! Mrs. Henry!
Hello, Rhoda.
Oh, Colonel Peters, you're becoming quite a regular at St. John's these days.
Well, the sermon was much better than it was last week, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I stayed awake, too.
You know, I really like that hat.
Oh, it's just a hat.
How's the family? Heard from your husband recently?
No, I haven't. Well, how are things with you? Are you enjoying your stay in Washington?
Well, it's all right, I guess. A little lonely, though, for an old bachelor.
That's not what I heard.
Ouch.
Oh, Colonel Peters, if you'll excuse me, I have to get a taxi.
Oh, don't you have your car?
No. With the rationing, I drive it as little as possible.
Well, look, I've got my car. Why don't you let me drive it?
Well, thank you. That's very kind. The last letter Warren wrote me. Just 3 days before. I don't know why I keep carrying it.
Your son was a fine, brave, young fighting man. Rhoda, if I may say so, there's a certain elegance in the way you bear your loss. I have the deepest admiration for your courage.
Thank you.
Your husband's a very lucky man. You both have my deep sympathy. Well, I've got to be running now. Thanks for the coffee. And the company.
Thank you. I enjoyed the company, too. Colonel, were you always such a churchgoer?
Does it have to be church, Rhoda? And could I maybe take you to dinner or theater sometime? All on the up and up. I've been wanting to ask you for weeks now, but with your husband in the Pacific...
I think we had better let it be church, Colonel.
All right, Rhoda. Whatever you say. It looks like I'm due for some church going. Who knows? It just might improve my character.
Goodbye, and thank you for the lift home.
See you in church.
Natalie, we have a visitor.
Who is it?
Avram Rabinovitz.
Oh, my God.
Well, he makes no such claim, my dear. But he is some sort of a savior.
Well, I mean, how long is he going to be here? Louis is all covered in salt from head to foot, and I'm an absolute mess. What's the news? Are we leaving?
I gather not. He's staying for lunch.
I'll be there in 15 minutes. Louis, come on. Come on. Oh, there you go.
Hello, Mrs. Henry.
Wait, I have a surprise for you. Stretch out your arms. Come on, Louis. And he's starting to talk. Maybe it's the Corsican air.
For your hospitality in this very difficult time, Signor Gaffori, we are forever indebted.
America will repay his debt, Monsieur le Professeur, the day she frees Corsica. And on that day, Corsican people will stand and do their part. And we'll cut many German throats and Italian throats. Just like in the old time, my ancestors in Corte, they cut Saracen throat, Genoese throat, Turkish throat, from ear to ear. That German Hitler should have looked at history before coming to Corsica.
They wouldn't dare come up into these hills, Monsieur Gaffori.
As for you, Monsieur Rabinovich, you're one of us. And you'll always be welcome in this house as long as you live. And thank you for bringing the American writer and his friends. À la victoire.
À la victoire.
À la victoire.
À la victoire.
Oh, je suis fatigué.
Use marvelous from the top. You mind the long walk?
No, it will help me work up the big ranch.
So, what happens next?
The American Consul General in Marseille, James Gathers, knows you're here. He's okay. He works with the resistance. I've confided in him. And he's handling your problem himself. Nobody else knows about it. When all your papers are in order, you'll come to Marseille and proceed by train the same day to Lisbon.
When will that be?
Might be a while. The tough thing is the exit visas. But your embassy can get things done in Vichy. You'll get the visas. I see what you mean. Fine view.
What about the Castelnuovos?
I can't possibly move them there. If anything goes wrong, your Consul General can step in for you, but they'd have no protection at all. But please don't worry, Mrs. Henry. We'll work something out for them. My train leaves in about an hour. Is there anything else we should talk about?
Would it be possible for us to go to Marseille right away?
But why? It is safer to wait here. What is it, Mrs. Henry?
Is that young guy, Pascal?
What about him?
I'm afraid I'm going to wake up one night and find him in my room. No, I mean it. He scares me a little.
I noticed the way he was looking at you during lunch.
I know it's been like that ever since he first saw me. You think I should talk to his father?
No. The Gafferys are very important to me. I can't have problems. Perhaps it is best that you go to Marseille now. That way, when your papers come through, you can leave right away. Yes, that is what we will do. You will leave tomorrow.
While we're in Marseille, would it be possible to see you once in a while?
Why not? I was very disappointed when you left the Redeemer. Mrs. Henry, that's the kind of behavior that could get you into trouble with Pascal.
Yes, but I don't think I have to worry about waking up to find you in my room.
To a Frenchman, that's no compliment.
Well, it will be hard on the children, won't it?
They're like brother and sister now.
What are his plans for you?
It seems we can go out illegally to Spain or Switzerland. I guess Spain is better. It's on the way to Lisbon, and from there are connections to Palestine.
The trouble is to get to Spain. We would have to cross the Pyrenees on foot in November. Miles of walking in the snow and ice.
What about Switzerland?
If they catch you, back to France you go. Into the hands of the French police.
Rabinovich prefers Spain. But Anna is worried about Miriam walking over the mountains.
And there are no alternatives.
You'll be all right. I trust Abraham.
So do I. And if Miriam has to walk over the Pyrenees in the snow, why? She'll walk over the Pyrenees. She's a strong, healthy girl.
I bet you'd rather be out in the Pacific on a sub, Lieutenant, than running the Pony Express.
Where's the Consul General's office?
Upstairs. But he's out of town. Had to go to Vichy for a week.
All right, look, you can do me a favor. I need to talk to Mr. Gaylor about my wife. I've already written him about her, so if you just tell him I'll come back, I'd appreciate it.
Sure thing, Lieutenant.
Thanks.
Here.
Doesn't matter.
Excuse me, miss. My name is Byron Henry. I understand the Quakers are keeping rosters on arriving
I'm sorry,
Jews.
you'll have to come back some other time. We've got our hands full right now.
I just need a minute. It's about my wife and child. They're Jewish, and
I guess you haven't heard. Congress is about to pass a special resolution allowing 5,000 Jewish children into the United States.
Well, that's good. What's the problem?
No parents, only the children. Look, I'm sorry. We've got to round them up before the State Department comes up with some new gimmick to keep them out. So come back later, all right?
Good luck.
la cuisine. Donnez-moi votre montre.
Merci. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum.
Sehr gut. Sehr gut. Wie geht es mit dir? Geht gut? Sehr gut. Natalie, was hältst du mit den Kartoffeln? Ha? Was hast du getan mit den Kartoffeln?
Ich hab getan, was du hast mir geheißen. Sie sind geschert und sie kochen
sie. Gut, ich gesehen auf dir. Sehr gut. Avram, you should hear her Yiddish now. A real Litvachke.
I'm so rusty.
There is news from Gaither, Natalie. Where's your uncle?
I'll show you. Come with me.
Bereshis in Anfang.
In Anfang.
Warum?
Warum?
Gut beschaffen.
Elohim.
Gott.
Once a teacher, always a teacher.
Well, otherwise they run about and yell and give me a headache.
Don't believe it. He's having the time of his life.
5 minutes. Pause. Well, Abraham, what news?
I just reached Jim Gaither by phone in Vichy. He's returning this weekend with the exit visas. I didn't tell him you were here yet, not over the telephone. Time enough when he gets here. But I'm sure when he'll find out, he'll move quickly.
How quickly? How long do you think it might take?
If things go well, you could be in Lisbon early next week.
Well, that's wonderful news, Avram.
How's your little boy, Natalie?
Oh, he's fine. There are 2 other young families living here, plus the others that keep coming and going every couple of days. He's never had so many children to play with. It's like a nice, big, warm, noisy Jewish home.
Wonderful people, the Mendelssohns. They've helped more people than you can possibly imagine. I'll be buying your train tickets today, so everything will be ready.
I'll miss you, Avram.
You're going home. That's the main thing.
Somehow we've never talked. And now I guess we never will. Not in this madhouse. Where do you live? You come and go like a ghost.
A little place in Old Town. Not very neat, I'm afraid.
Will you be here for Friday night dinner?
Always try to be. Do you want to come over for a while afterward?
Might be quieter.
I share it with another guy, but he'd leave us alone. So, do we have what you call a date for Friday night?
Yes, we have a date.
Ellie? What is it?
The police.
Oh, my God.
It's all right. There's no cause for worry. They won't enter this building. Professor, come away from the window.
How can you be sure?
My firm does much business with the municipal government. I have protection.
Those people. They're Jews, aren't they?
Yes, without resident permits. But please trust me, Mrs. Henry. You'll be safe here. Now, let's not wake the little one, eh?
You asked for me, sir?
Yes. Take a look at this, lad. Seems you're headed back to the Pacific.
Wow. The Maury, that's a brand new fleet sub.
Oh. Isn't your Navy reaching rather a long arm here?
Oh, that's Astor's doing. My old skipper, he's got the Maury. It's just like him asking for the officers he wants instead of taking who he gets.
Well, there's no date on those orders. And as far as the Maidstone is, you can be on your way at any time.
I've got another courier mission to Marseille tomorrow, sir. I'll sign off when I get back.
Fine. The Royal Navy extends its thanks for your services, Henry. You're a good sailor. For a Yank.
Thank you, sir. Runs in the family.
Oh, and lad. Good hunting out there.
Aye, aye, sir.
Well, the man of the hour.
What's that supposed to mean?
Consul General's been asking about you.
Gaither's back?
Uh-huh.
When can I see him?
Now. Why don't you just go right on up there? Second floor.
Tell him I'm coming.
Pregasi pertanto significare quanto sopra gli offerenti hanno cambio.
Where are they?
It's all right, Donna. Vi richiamavo for you, signore. Lieutenant Henry, I take it.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry about barging in like that.
That's all right, Lieutenant. I understand. I've got some very good news for you. They're fine, last I heard. All three of them. They're in Corsica.
Corsica? God, it's so close. How do I get there? Is there a boat or a plane?
Take it easy, young man. There's no airplane to Corsica. The boat runs 3 times a week. It takes 11 hours. But they'll be leaving for Lisbon in a couple of days.
They will? That's great. I get orders back to the States. I can work on priorities and take them with me. Can I at least talk to him on the phone?
I wouldn't recommend it. Not just now. Now, look, Sam Jones has got an urgent job for you. You'll have to take a pouch back to Gibraltar tonight. Sam will bring you over to my house first, about 6. We'll discuss over dinner, just the two of us, what happens next. How's that?
That'll be fine.
I repeat, Lieutenant, they're all right. They'll be out of there in a few days. Incidentally, Sam knows nothing about all this. Nobody knows. Let's keep it that way.
Sure. Thanks, sir. Thanks a lot.
All right. Remember, steady does it. Don't get impatient.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushenu b'mitzvosav v'tzvanu lehelik neshel Shabbos. Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos, good Shabbos.
Ich hoffe, ich habe die Brache gesagt richtig.
Don't worry, don't worry. We'll make a rabbi's wife of you yet. Here, Louis, go to your mama. There's a good boy.
Yitzhak, how did you manage so much food?
I told you, he was well connected, including with all the best thieves in Marseille.
Natalie, Jim Gaither's back.
Marvelous. With the exit visas?
No, I'm sure of it. I missed him at the consulate, but I'll go see him in the morning.
Good.
Yitzhak, the door.
Dag ja. Met is er nog meer?
Ja, met Apple,
Please excuse me, I must go.
Is there something wrong? How long will you be gone?
I don't know, but I'll be back.
Het is een andere steden.
Das Ziegele